Hello everyone. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Hold on. No? Oh shit. There it is. I was like, where's my command? There's my command. Now you can see me talk. Okay, last thing, applications. Limbus. Limbus needs to talk. Hey everyone, welcome to another Limbus Monday. How is it going? Gonna fix my sound quality, fix my audio. Alright, everything's looking good. Now, where did we last leave off? First things first, I need my Honglu. This is going on for another 9 days, which means I need to finish this tonight. 1,000 and I only have 202. So this ain't gonna work out so good. It's okay. We'll finish this intervallo. Oh, hold on. Clear 9.526. This guy. No, we finished it. Then what? We didn't finish it. Did we finish it? 10, 12, 14. So then what's next? This one, no? I'm confused. Where's the story? Stages? Ah, there we go. It's like, where is it? Alright, let's do this. Let's get our Honglu. No, wait. For this one, we should go about it like... No, Heathcliff's been in the vanguard for too long. I should pull him back and let him... Oh my gosh, battle strategy? Dante. Huh? Oh, sorry, did you say something? I provided you an answer to your question, but you exhibited no observable response. Is the sinner's combat performance deteriorating beyond manageable parameters? No, things aren't that bad, but it's just hard to focus on one conversation when I'm trying to support battles happening in the completely different places at once. On top of that, Rodia's shopping chatter is starting to get a little distracting. A few days after we entered N-Corp's district, the bus pulled over in the back streets of N-Corp to take care of a distortion case. This contract was supposed to be handled jointly with the LCD team, but distortions suddenly started cropping up all over an area of the back streets called Butter Street without any coherent pattern. No obvious point of origin or route of spread, nothing convenient like that, and I had no choice but to split the sinners into several groups and send them out. Otis, Ishmael, Sinclair, Don Quixote, Isang, and Mersault were on their way to rendezvous with the LCD team. Heathcliff, Gregor, and Honglu were suppressing distortions that had showed up from other directions. And with our onboard stock scraped down to the bottom, Rodia and Ryoshu, who were done with their share of the suppression work, were put in charge of buying supplies for the bus. As for Faust, she decided to stay behind with me on the bus. I wanted to get through the consultation sessions I'd been putting off, and thought I might as well get myself some much-needed practice with handling the new golden bow power I'd acquired. To reiterate, there are no issues requiring special concern regarding Faust. It is true that Faust has, on several recent occasions, expressed dissatisfaction with a certain Faust. However, those instances should be classified as a mere personal grievance. I mean, that's good if there's all there is to it, but this was not the first time Faust had seemed unlike herself. There had been times before when she spent far longer alone than usual, lost in thought. Moments when she could not produce immediate answers to questions from the other sinners or me. Could it be? You can't access the Gesellschaft? May I ask your basis for that inference? Because you're acting a lot like you did back on the warp train. It appears there remain occasions on which you are still capable of surprising Faust, Dante. So I was right? You really are caught up from the Gesellschaft? That was not intended as a confirmation of your conjecture, but it kind of is. Maybe she's saying that while she can technically access the Gesellschaft, it may as well be that she can't. I wish I could ask more and get to the bottom of it, but the way she was sidestepping the subject told me that prying wouldn't give me any further insight. Right. I won't press you if you don't want to talk about it. Your reserve is appreciated. Shall we move on? Yes. Your consultation is the next agenda. After cross-referencing the records pertaining to the recent events in the House of Spiders, it would appear that memories concerning the individuals designated as Sora and Ren currently remain only with you, Dante. As such, should the influence of Ryoshu and her sword lead to further omissions in the official records, the manager will be responsible for supplementing the necessary information. Yeah, not the first time I was the only one left with intact memories, huh? That's right. Despite K-Corp's memory wipe procedure, Catherine's erasure by the Golden Bow's power, and Arayashiki severing people from existence, I was the only one who remembered what had transpired. But ironically enough, the memories I had prior to swapping my head with this clock still showed no sign of returning. Why won't my old memories come back though? Is it because of this clock head? Speculation based on your experience with the bus team thus far will not meaningfully contribute to the recovery of your former memories, Manager. Inductive reasoning conducted from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Bungie would serve as an adequate analogy. Bungie? Ah, shit. This keeps happening and I don't know why. I'm so sorry, guys. Yes, Bungie. Receiving feed and increasing in body mass alone would provide it with no meaningful basis for identifying the purpose of its rearing. Even at the terminal stage when exposed to kitchen instruments in the heat of the stove, its limited experience would prove inadequate to constitute an understanding of its ultimate fate and purpose. Likewise, the ultimate answer to your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you will have accumulated at the terminus of your entire journey. That is, your allotted mission. Because treasure awaits at the end of the road, at the end of hell. And that treasure will give me back my memories in my head. Also, indeed, at the end of the road you will be able to engrave your aspect. I still have no idea exactly what aspect means, or even whether it's an object, but if I know one thing— Nocti! Why? Why do you do this to me? If you're gonna do this, just sit on— Ow, I'm so sorry, baby. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt you. No, oh no, my baby. Hi, Iso, how you doing? Just having a moment with my cat here. No, but for real, like, how are you doing, Iso? Ow! Unable to hear right now? Like because of the stream, or because— wait, what? You're welcome. Hold on, I need to double check now if the stream has audio. Give me 1 second. Nocti, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let's see. Okay, there's audio. So that means that you just can't hear? Oh, I'm sorry. I hope your hearing gets better. It's that the me from before all of this began had wanted it badly, obsessively, desperately. It's more like an instinctive knowledge, but with my memories gone, that feeling, however strong it is, does not change the fact that it's just another world with no discernible mental image. And you're not going to tell me what it actually is, are you? The aspect. What it means, or why I wanted it so much. If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no. I am unable to tell you. Pay it no mind. You are still following your star acceptably. Please concentrate on the journey. Hi, Ronan. How are you? Yeah? More importantly, have you grown accustomed to the incomplete power? Current observation suggests you have yet to arrive at that level. Good, I got my salad. Yes, the salad! Finally, the salad has joined us. Well, I've gotten pretty used to focusing on one place at a time, but keeping track of several places at once is still a bit rough. Otis's team is doing well in combat even without my direct supervision, and Rodia's team is shopping and not engaged in battle at the moment. Taking my mind off them would prove much easier. But that wouldn't give me the much needed practice, so I'm doing my best to keep an eye on every sinner's status. Sufficient familiarity should result in substantial tactical value. You would be able to cast a wider net when information gathering and employ previously unavailable tactical patterns. Right, and I'd also be able to tell when it's a bad time to call someone in, too. Even as I continue talking with Faust, I make sure not to stop observing the places where each group is and what they're doing. Yep, pulling Heathcliff to the rear wasn't the right call. I don't see any injuries. His team's still doing pretty well even without my directions. Or was the right call. As for Raja, wait, did she just stuff all the pastries and bread she bought into her pockets? How did she manage that with a huge baguette? And Otis's group, let's see. Looks like they joined up with the LCD team without any issues. LCD, then that guy over there must be... Hang on. Faust, there's a dude I've seen before, but he seems a bit different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm monitoring the situation right now. We should probably join up with them too. Let's end the consultation here. This is rather precipitous, Dante. If the incident is of a serious nature, perhaps a request for support from the LCC. No, it's not an incident. Though I wouldn't say it's not serious. What? What? Who? Who could it be? This is going from bad to worse, really. Dante seems to be tied up helping the other groups. Otis's command calls have been working out well enough, I'll give her that. We've managed to hold the line better than expected, but we're definitely starting to feel the strain. Why are you waving your hand all of arm and hand signals? Huh? What signals? What's swinging the arm sideways even supposed to mean? You don't know? It's scatter, damn it! So scatter! That was close. We almost got flattened. Damn it, even rookies with nothing but the most rudimentary of military training would have recognized a hand signal that basic. But we're not all trained soldiers here, are we? Verily, the flourish of a single hand doth indeed make boast of a chivalric elegance. Yet when thou suddenly wavest thine arm about, clenching and unclenching thy hand in that mystical fashion, only to suddenly turn tail, forsooth I am left bereft of understanding what thou meanest to say. To think that of all the personnel in the team, only the swabby has the discipline to interpret a basic field signal. I only picked it up during my sailing days, and realistically speaking, did you really expect ordinary people like the others to understand professional military signals? Yeah, at least teach them first. This is unacceptable. After all the operations all of you have been deployed under my lead, you're all still ignorant when it comes to nonverbal signals. I don't think even Dante would know those signals. Yep, might as well be splitting hairs, literally. Let us appease our agitated hearts and follow Miss Otis's instruction. We should disperse and withdraw. Hello, we can now greet the Emperor, lol. Yeah, Iso asked me to add a redeem that everyone can do once every stream that's themed. So it is now Greet the Emperor, new redeem. Yay! Megaton landing! Oof. Hey! Pretty cool, huh? Let's face it, I know how to make one heck of an entrance. Bows to the Emperor. Thank you, thank you. This girl. Whoa, aren't you supposed to be cleaning up the distortions upstairs? Oh, finito a million years ago. You guys were taking forever, so I figured I'd take a peek and lend a hand. You're welcome. Split by your thundering descent, the floor's form and shape are now crushed beyond mending, sunken deep enough to be likened to the incipience of a wellspring. Don't you worry your head about it. That's all After Team's to take care of. After Team must hate her. Anyway, that should be all of them, right? The force of your lensing neutralizes the rest of the distortions outside of the building. Great! Can you check on the distorted peeps' faces and clothes? Their faces are all segmented. Makes my skin crawl. Not a pleasant sight. As for their attire... This one appeared to be a sweeper, and that one yonder bears the attire of an ordinary fixer. And this distortion I landed on, probably a local resident, judging by the clothes. Did any of you happen to see anything nearby bursting with a big pop and flash? Nay, not once. Okie dokie. You know what? Then let's all head upstairs. This suppression request is kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice, neat plan before we start poking it too hard. A plan, sayest thou? How? Was this not a mere matter of slaying distortions where they stand? Huh? Wait, did nobody brief you? This has oft been the structure of our assignments. We are given instructions, we perform them, and only afterward do we begin to perceive the nature and contour of the task to which we have committed our hands. Really? Well, guess every department has its own way of doing things. No big deal. I'll explain everything once we're upstairs. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole team last time, did you? Only our new girl. This time, that dude, I mean, Mr. Bamboo-hatted Kim's also here, so... Huh? He's okay now? Sure he is. You'll be surprised once you see just how okay he is now. But last time you said he was still under treatment. To be precise, I believe Miss Engdu stated that his mind is yet to regain its former tranquility. Aha! That? You'll get it once you see him. I feel like we'll just end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now. Ah, you have arrived. It's blinding. Heishel? Heishel? It's so bright. The midday sun is pouring in like crazy. Yet the warm tickle of the sunbeam is rather agreeable. No, this is not sunlight. Because unlike this, there is more to the sunlight than its warmth. Then what exactly is this light? Why is this thing on again? It's bright enough to fry my eyeballs. Apologies, Lady Esra. I am yet to be accustomed to this machine. This is my first time laying a hand upon the complicated workings of such a contraption. It activated of its own accord, and I have yet to discover the method by which it may be silenced. That's why I told you to leave it alone. Fiddling with things you don't understand usually ends with something, or you, broken. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. But, Mentor, Lady Moses has instructed me that in every moment and event, clues are hidden under the veil of one's surroundings and must be examined with care. Yes, and that only works if you're savvy about the knack. Hang on, did you just say mentor? Ah, I had not yet been afforded a proper opportunity to introduce him to you. This here is the esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who is all but a master under whom I have apprenticed. Do you really have to dress it up like that? I told you I only took on the role because there wasn't anyone else around to take the job. Switch! Where's the switch? Aha! Gotcha! That's him, right? So, is this just hanging up? I see. Goodness. Known as Bamboo-Hatted Kim. Yes, that's me. Guess I should say, pleased to meet you, folks? Okay, so more often than not, first impressions are prone to change. The bamboo-hatted Kim I remember was a man who drowned in his own fathoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness with a listless, heavy voice. I don't remember any bamboo-hatted Kim. What is this? Oh look, a scruffy, depressed-looking guy with black hair. Yeah. That's like half of Nico's type. Yeah, if he's like really smart and has glasses, then that's the rest of it. Also, he's got the long hair, he's got the ponytail, that's really important. For Shikamaru, he's got it, you get it. That, however, had been while he was distorted and sunken into himself, so I figured his original personality might be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even in the same ballpark as my expectations. You're telling me this guy here is Bamboo-Hatted Kim? Indeed. Yep, we double-checked with Ezra, and she said he really is the same guy. Whoa, that fire on your head's not hot at all? Fascinating stuff. Can you... Oh, okay. Can we check again, just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is the sullen, serious man whom we fought. Just look at what he's doing. He's rubbing my face all over like he's checking out some kind of mantelpiece ornament. Lol. Lots of ticking and talking going on. That's supposed to sound like them talking to you folks, huh? Further confirmation would be redundant, Dante. This individual is conclusively identical to the one designated as Bamboo-Hatted Kim. I've got no idea what you folks are so suspicious about. And dude, just what exactly have you been telling people out there about me? They're all staring like they've seen a ghost. I told them you are a gallant and formidable warrior, Mentor. But they don't look like they've heard the most flattering things about me. There! Don't you hear it? The faint undercurrent of disappointment in the ticking. I also told them that you were a man of few words, but with much affection for the followers under your command. Engdu? Yes, Mentor. That's a complete and utter lie. Man of few words is definitely not something you can say about a guy who's as talkative as me, don't you think? Yet I spoke no falsehood, although your conduct is rather shallow and perhaps less refined for a leader of an organization. You are much more reserved and taciturn when conversing with those unfamiliar to you, are you not? Lol. No matter who one may be, one is bound to inspire either approval or disapproval from those around him. So, I refrained from mentioning any truths that might invite the latter. To even hint at anything that might tarnish the reputation of my master would not be unlike spitting on his name, and mine by extension. So she's saying that, oh, I told everyone you're a man of few words because I didn't want to say anything that would make people think badly about you, like that you're talkative. Which is so funny, because then she's like, oh, talkative is a bad thing. I simply had no reason to put on airs in front of my own folks. In any case, oh, so you can't see anything if I block this part. Do tell, how many fingers am I holding up? Those are not my eyes, you know. Your own folks, huh? Then you have already acknowledged and accepted that you now belong to Limbus Company. Why didst thou not pay a visit to the LCE? Verily, when one's mind is plagued by the absence of tranquility, venturing forth into the open air and touchable field of grass cleareth the storm of the heart. She said, touch grass, scrub. An asset of the company is expected to act in the company's interest. Yet, for whatever reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field of battle during Operation Spider-Pyre. You will have to account for your absence in the mission. Otis addressed Kim as though she were conducting a formal investigation. Every word flat and hard. It was obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. What mission? Oh, that one. Kim finally seemed inclined to assume a more serious disposition. He stopped peering into my face and turned toward Otis. Although his hand was still on my head. Alright, clearly there's some disconnect in expectations here. Listen here, you. I'm really not all that about hard, bothersome work. Get what I mean? The real disconnect was between his stoic expression and the words coming out of his mouth. What? So let's talk about the kind of fellow I am. Meet the resident layabout who's forced to do his job. With a frown, too, I might add. Only when he's got absolutely no other choice. I'm really not some big shot Engdu's apparently been promoting me as, folks. And I'd very much like to stop getting roped into stuff that keeps putting my life on the line. Fine. Then why did you join the LCD in the first place if you'd rather be unemployed? No, never mind. They probably forced you to stay. You catch on quick. First they spout this nonsense about distortions and all. Then force hire me, calling me a company-owned resource or whatever. And the other day they were again on about, what's its name? Golden Bough. Yes, they invited me on a tour to another department to listen in on some important presentation. And I accepted. I thought it would be a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. Engdu, dear, there are times when your commitment to duty shines brighter than the sun. I find that attitude so dazzling that I have to squint when I'm looking at you. Who knows, maybe that's why I'm wearing this bamboo hat, to shade my eyes from your utter brilliance. Do you mean to say that you are in need of a shield to protect your eyes? Lady Ezra, might I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses for my mentor? Only if it's not too much of an imposition on the budget, that is. That right there. That's what I keep telling you not to do. You can't just say yes to every silly thing he says and turn it into a supply request. Small expenses add up to a lot, you know. You gotta save up everything you can in the piggy bank while you still can, or you'll end up broke. Is there truly no room for reconsideration? No means no. Then pray make the purchase for me. I shall cover the cost myself. No can... Wait, what? My poor mentor is at a state of great discomfort, yet I possess neither the wisdom nor the knowledge to navigate the silver tongue of merchants and the maze of stalls to locate the very best item, so I must beg this favor of you. You're giving me a freaking headache, girl. I am aware that you and yours are no stranger to such dealings. There is no one else I can trust to complete such a procurement with the swiftness of the wind. You know what? Never mind what I said. I'll just get you what you want. You heard the gentle lady, Mentor. Your suffering shall soon be alleviated. Right. My apologies for interrupting you amid conversation. Pray, continue. You had reached the part where they invited you to tour another department. No sooner Engdu's words left her lips than her light glinted with something I couldn't really put my finger on, but it was a strange intensity that sent a chill down my spine. Yeah, so that day I was just gonna relax here and watch some TV. Well, good on you for showing up to work today, I guess. Let's say there's a debt to be repaid. At least you understand that we are indeed indebted to the company. Yeah, I suppose I do. Kim's gaze lingered on Engdu's prosthetic arms as he answered. Oh no! What did he give up to get her the prosthetic arms? Oh, Miss Engdu, your arms. Only after following Kim's gaze did Sinclair seem to notice Engdu's brand new prosthetic arms. The last time we saw her, Engdu had lost both her arms, and I remember Ezra asking her to sit tight and choose what type of prosthesis she wanted. Those arms are probably it. It's not just the arms. Even her clothes are different now. And that sword. I had these arms fitted anew as soon as the operation was concluded. The gracious hosts in one of the LCD teams had prepared them in advance. With evident satisfaction, Engdu held up her dark metallic wrists as if to showcase them. The components fixed along her arm clicked and rattled, unfolding for a moment before neatly folding back into place. Aho! Such graceful smoothness, wed to machine articulation! 'Tis as though I am beholding the marvelous prosthesis of the illustrious Siegfried himself! Yep, the showcase would have gone lackluster without that trademark reaction. Those are strikingly similar to Schwartz Industries' N7 lineup, but I thought that model was discontinued. Nah, not theirs. It's one of the prototypes developed by LCD's Phenomena Deciphering team, and they put them on her for trial. Doubt you'll find another like them. They're based on technology spun from distortions. Oh, I see. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he had glimpsed something that brought him back to a memory. Then, just as quickly, he fell silent, whatever he'd wanted to say next catching in his chest. Does something trouble you, Master Sinclair? It wasn't hard to understand what struck the tender memory for Sinclair, and why it cast a shadow over his face. But, sorry, it's just reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prosthetics before he passed away. I thought this was the exact same model I saw back then. It appears I lacked tact. These arms have stirred a painful memory within you. For that, I apologize. It's alright. I'm fine now. Sinclair's voice still carried a faint tremor, but beneath it there was a firmness that had not been there before. He really had grown a great deal. You can thank yours truly for picking the sword. I was there with her. I did inform Lady Ezra that any blade that could serve as a weapon would suffice, but she insisted on browsing the goods. I dare say I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes on every type of sword I could ever hope to see in this life, walking through the workshop street that day. Oh please, girl, we walked for just 4 hours. That's nothing. While everyone was distracted taking Endu's new outfit and equipment, Kim had quietly slipped away from the crowd and crouched down in a corner. He was rummaging through things scattered on the floor, picking them up. Is he pocketing them? Anyway, what is this place supposed to be? What are all these things? It's basically a wreck now, but there are strobes and that cloth backdrop over there. Maybe it used to be a photo studio? Oh, that could explain why there are so many photos stuck around the place. Probably? This thing definitely looks like a camera, at least. Sinclair picked up a small cylindrical object and turned it over in his hands, studying it with curiosity. What do you suppose this is? A battery, maybe? Ah, there's some kind of strip inside. Let me just pull it out. No, that's... Uh-oh, is it a bomb? Otis shouted a sharp warning at Sinclair as if she had realized something. But Mersault's hand shot out before she could even finish, clasping over Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. Okay, Mersault. What? What did I do? Exposure to sunlight damages these objects. I already pulled out a little bit though. It can be rewound. Carefully rotate the head section on the cylinder. I am currently blocking the sunlight from reaching the exposed section. Damage is of no concern. Oh, okay. You mean this one, right? This is the part that rotates? Yep, it went back in. With a quiet nod, Mersault took the object from Sinclair's hand. It seems to be a film roll. There is something written on the outside. Experiment number 4? It appears to be a compact roll for a film camera. You seem to have handled one before. Yes. Mersault's answer came without any further explanation, but the way he adjusted the camera on the table certainly didn't look like that of a first-timer. I once received a report containing photographs taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by N-Corp are particularly difficult to falsify. They were often used to collect intelligence during secret operations. The film fixes light directly onto the medium, from what I've heard. A peculiar expression flashed across Ezra's face as she regarded Otis. Perhaps it was the mention of war that caught her attention. Anyway, we've managed to regroup in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with these distortions, guys. Where should we begin? Then, in the next breath, she returned to her usual bubbly self and steered the conversation away from the subject. Both Ezra and I were both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflicted on ourselves. For all of her unfailingly perky disposition, Ezra too may be carrying traumatic memories every bit as devastating as Gregor's. Does there yet remain aught deserving illumination? Huh? Yeah, wait, you're right. Haven't we cleaned up the distortion already? I couldn't feel any more traces of distortions nearby, and it didn't seem like any of the other Sinners teams elsewhere were actively engaged in battle at the moment either. Dante is asking whether the distortion suppression has not, in fact, already been concluded. Oh, not yet. These people we fought just now, they only got caught up in the distortion. They didn't actually distort themselves. We haven't even gotten close to the distortion's inflection point yet. Inflection point? Anywho, finding an inflection point without the team leader around is gonna take some time. Maybe it won't be too bad with your help. I must leave now. I will try to return. If not, talk to you later, you guys. Bye, Iso. Have fun as much as you can. Have a good time. And good luck. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Ezra swept her eyes around the room with a look of frustration, as though she had just been handed a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. I know. Thank you. Later. Bye. By inflection point, are you referring to the point on a graph in which the directionality of its curvature changes? Calling to mind the present context, it may less be a mathematical term and more a specialized polyseme referring to the point at which distortion occurs, the motive, intent, or indeed the point in which inflection of the mind occurs. Yep, that's about right. That's the kind of inflection point I was talking about. So in our department, we use that term to mean the source of a distortion, the inflector or cause behind it, stuff like that. You know, distortion's hard to treat if you don't know the core cause. Treat the symptoms you see on the surface all you like, but if you never find the root cause, the distortion's never getting solved. Though I guess you guys never really had to look for that kind of stuff, huh? Your boss clock opens a door into their fathoms of it, or whatever, right? You mean Dungeon of the Fathoms? Yep, that's the one. From where we're standing, distortions are really high maintenance, time-consuming headaches. It's one thing to somehow manage to locate the inflection point, but curing it is another thing. But you guys can just march straight into someone's heart, knock the snot out of everything in there, and then, ta-da! Patient ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? Not gonna lie, I was so jealous when I heard about it. I almost bit my sleeve off. Verily, I had thought your team would set about resolving distortions once the foe was vanquished, as we are wont to do. Was that not so? Of course not. Why would anyone come to us with a distortion suppression request if it were that simple in the first place? But yeah, most of the time, peeps try brute force approaches to it first, and when things go south, they send requests to the company or to our detective's office. That means the client this time must have been... Bingo! Apparently the residents of Butter Street had all chipped in to commission all kinds of agencies like the Zwei and the Combat Specialized Fixer offices, but none of them could actually do things right, and the job got passed on to us. Meaning, the distortion phenomenon related to this kind of photograph is still occurring unchecked somewhere on the streets. Exactly. That's why we gotta find something, anything that might count as a clue. Ezra gazed down at the people lying on the floor with a complicated expression. Neat ash-gray suits and the logo on the collar of their uniform and briefcases. Hey, isn't that N-Corp's logo? Come to think of it, wasn't Mersault... I was once employed by N-Corp. What? You used to work with those people? Yeah, he did mention that he used to work at N-Corp. Maybe he can offer us some insight. Do you know who those guys are, Mersault? Yes, manager. These are N-Corp Class 2 staff members, given the camera briefcases in their possession. They are likely members of the pin-frame team of Service de Clos. Mersault recited the information as though he were pulling it from a file he had already sorted and placed in the back of the shelf in his mind. Okay, pin frame team, huh? Anything you can tell us about them? Yes. It is one of N-Corp's many field departments related to information gathering and processing. Their primary duties include the handling of N-Corp internal information, analysis of N-Corp internal intelligence, the sorting and arranging of N-Corp's internal information, and inter-sector. That'd be enough. Whoa, is he a talking encyclopedia or something? Yeah, another thing to be jealous of. You think it'd be okay if we borrow him sometimes? Might be an issue for us if you just went and borrowed our team's encyclopedia. Looks like everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Anyway, your encyclopedia is right. They're from N-Corp's pinframe team. Seen them a few times before in N-Corp's nest. But why would people already busy enough dealing with nest affairs come all the way out to a shabby backstreet like this? Got any guesses? I am unable to determine that. The possible kind of connection between the two pieces of information is exceedingly broad, listing every every relevant reason as to why they may have come here would require a considerable amount of time. Therefore, hi Dev, welcome and thanks for subscribing. Hey, the cats, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in so long. Therefore, I will not present a determinative answer to that question. Doing good? Do anything fun recently? Ezra staring holes into me with an unspoken, is this dude always like this? Wouldn't pull any answers from me, you know. Because aside from combat situations, I've still got no way to figure out what's going on in his head. Okay then, Mersault, maybe this will be easier to answer from an objective point of view. And that was when I noticed something I'd never imagined would happen. Mersault's eyes widened, his gaze fixing me with such force that I could almost feel the faint tremor in it. A leveling stare that came with, there is no such thing as an objective point of view. Is he angry? Manager. A clipped tone and a look almost bordering on rebuke. Yes! No, because he's right. There is no such thing as an objective point of view. When Dante said that, I was like, that's not going to narrow it down in the slightest. The given judgments may seem infinitely close to objectivity, but ultimately all things are subjective, without exception. I fell silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part of it was because Mersault's reaction had caught me off guard, but I also wondered whether this response might be connected to why he would always refuse to make judgments for himself. And if this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner. Got it. Then tell me 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people had to come all the way into the back streets. I need to understand who he actually is as much as I can. Because I'll never know when I'll get another chance to really get to know him if I brush this off with a simple, oh, I see, my bad, as usual. Yes, manager. I would presume that their mission was one or all of the following: retrieval of a video recording or recordings in violation of N-Corp's taboo, prompt elimination of the violator, contact with an informant in the back streets collaborating with N-Corp's nest, or identification and arrest of a wanted individual or individuals designated by the nest. Taboo? You mean those people could be taboo hunters? Nah, no way. They don't send out taboo hunters for every single violation, you know. Like, wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by subcontracted fixer offices or employees of the department in large. I'd say these guys here are N-Corp staff. Miss Ingdu? What are you looking for in their pockets? I am looking through their belongings for enlightening clues yet to be hidden in the sleeve or the fold of their garments. Lady Moses has been gifted with the art of discerning the truth from what lies before her with but a single glance, yet my eyes are foreign to such a feat. Let me take a look too. This is an employee card and... Okay, this one's a wallet, so let's put that back. We don't want to be robbers. Aha! This might be it. It's an order missive. Ezra pulled a sheet of paper out from an N-Corp staff's coat and read its contents aloud. Work details. Elimination of the individual of a Category 3 taboo violation. Address, Butter Street. This is the place. Which means all of this might be pointing to something. Whoever used to work in this studio and the distortion phenomenon might be connected. Yeah, now that you mention it, when that whole pop and change thing happened, it did kind of feel like a camera flash. Alright, let's start by combing through this place. Let me know if you find anything suspicious. Oh, at long last, had the hour arrived for my debut as a detective, forsooth. Don Quixote must have been miffed for not getting to play detective back in 2-Corp. No idea where she'd been keeping them, but she immediately pulled out the detective props that had been given to Rodia, Roshu, and Honglu back then. Verily, I had foreseen that the day would come. Fortunately, Otis wasted no time putting an end to Don Quixote's badly timed shenanigan. A sharp dressing down from her was enough to make our dejected chivalric adventurer stuff the costume away. Okay then, we should get moving too. My goodness, I can't stop yawning. I'm so sleepy. Did I not sleep properly last night? Oh my goodness. Gonna take a break from reading and do a mirror dungeon instead. Simply because... why can't I do support? What do you mean I can't do support? What do you mean by this?
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지.
뱀 중에서도. Oh, silly me. But yes. So 4th of July is coming up soon. Oh my gosh, it's almost the end of Pride Month. That's crazy. Tomorrow's the last day. I haven't even made any Pride Month related posts. I can't believe this.
목을 콱 물어버리지.
Meow. We're gonna play, but it's too cold in here. How's everyone handling the heat wave? Heartable color. Staying inside, lol. Yeah, that's the way. Me too. Honglu, my baby. Yay.
아는 것을 모른 채 할 수는 없으니. 도끼를 저 해충들을 도려내라. 숨통 끊기. 요요. 길을 열어.
Yay.
이 경로는 숨어들기 나쁘지 않군 그래.
불가 위
시비수에게 맺었다.
막아내지 못하리.
이 앞에 숨겨졌지. 다음은 어디로?
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
바람 들어오는데
거쪽
목을 떨구마. 혈압 똑바로. 목을 떨구마. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠고.
it was first. It's Mersault who is the next canto, right? Because although Faust is getting some screen time here, it does feel like Mersault is next.
중에서도 내가 제일이지.
저 해충들을 도려내라. 묘야. 길을 열어. 정도 탕로의 허덕이나.
이걸로 충분히 너한테 알겠지만
일기당천. 수도 없겠구나.
야음을 틈타.
일기당천. 물론고. 꺾고 제차.
이걸로 충분히 너한테 알겠지만
일기당천. 너는 정도 튀울 수도 없겠구나. 목을 떨구나. 넌 품에 튀울 수도 없겠구나.
목을 콱 물어버리자.
품에 튀울 수도 없겠구나.
Yay, good job, Honglu. Lord 2.
이 경우는 숨어들기 나쁘지 않군 거래. 일기당천. 시비수에게 나온다. 이 안에 숨쉬는 자.
통 끊기.
길을 정도 탕로의 허덕이 저 해충들을 도려내라. 묘야. 길을 열어. 여러 전치고.
출진.
Oh, this is the boss? No.
불가 위야. 막아내지 못.
목을 떨구나.
Guys, I'm so sleepy, I might actually have to end the stream early today. This is crazy. And then go take a nap.
이거리는 충분해. 너한테. 알겠지만.
That's what happens when you stay up late and wake up early, man. I feel that, yeah. Nap time, for real. I just wish I could take a nap, but I'm at work for another 2 hours. Oof. At least it's only another 2 hours. That's 2 more hours. You got this. And I was gonna go and see if I could get a matcha. Speaking of, last Thursday I drank like a strawberry matcha latte, and for the first time ever, I actually liked matcha. My tastes are evolving.
짓밟아라.
Alright, I'll see if I can stay on for another 2 hours so we can be sleepy together. Let's go.
12세에게 명한다. 이 앞에 숨쉬는 자, 누구 하나 살게 보내지 마라.
숨통 끊기.
Look at them piggies.
상무의 허덕이셔 해충들을 도려내.
Also, coolest thing ever, I've discovered that you can just export Twitch VODs straight to YouTube instead of downloading it and then uploading it to YouTube. It's so much faster. I can't believe I didn't know that.
불가
넌 구름을 틔울 수 없겠구나. 다음은 어디로?
And I'm also debating skipping volleyball just because it's outdoor and it's just not that fun. And I need to buy shoes. I really need to buy shoes. Because I'm gonna go on a trip to the city in a couple weeks and we gonna be walking. It's important that shoes are comfortable in such a scenario. And right now my shoes are not comfortable. Otis, yes. Yeah.
만곡된 직선을 직선으로 질주하겠어.
And we're gonna go to the farmer's market on Saturday. Oh my gosh, so much socializing going on. It's too much.
저 해충들을 도려내라. 묘야. 길을 열어라.
And I've hit the point in my house where it's not like it's like messy enough that it actually affects my mental health, which is a problem. So I need to fix that. There's like a balance you can have, you know? Like I still haven't figured out how to make mine pristine and clean, but there's a level of messiness I can handle, and then once it gets past that, then I'm no longer able to do like the things I need to do, and it makes me super unmotivated, and that includes exercise and stuff, and then that affects my mental health. So like cleaning really does matter. It's crazy. Yay, chicken! Back, back. Buck, 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 buck. Buck, back, buck, buck. Back, 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 back. 今度は emotional craving.
가보실까?
You know what's the perfect summer snack? Chocolate covered strawberries. You ever go to those carnivals or things like that in the summer and they've got like chocolate covered strawberries on a stick? It's so fun, except for the fact that the chocolate is soft. And I don't think chocolate that's on strawberries should be soft. I think it's really important for the chocolate to be tempered. And then people have chocolate fountains that they dip strawberries in, and I don't think it works quite as well. Have you ever had a banana dipped in chocolate, but it's the middle of summer, so the banana is warm? And the chocolate is melty. It's not, it's weird. It's a weird feeling. Hey, it's that statue from Solo Leveling. When you're doing chores, is there a specific type of music you can listen to? I feel like, because I have a chore music playlist, and when I play those songs, and I have no idea what criteria I use to decide what songs go in that playlist. This isn't Spotify, this is manually created. But when I play that playlist, it makes me so productive in my chores. But when I play just my random songs playlist, it does not. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's the BPM of the songs? Like, even if I've heard that song a bunch of times and it's kind of boring to me, it's still gonna get me to, like, do the dishes. Also, I've just bought another audio drama. Freaking QJJ has 5 seasons. 5 seasons? Technically 4, but they split season 4 into part 1 and part 2, which means I'm gonna have to pay 5 different times to get the complete series, which is fine, you know? Not a big deal. Because it's, you know, in Chinese yuan, so it's not that expensive. But 5 seasons, that's a lot of content. Little Mushroom was just 2 seasons. And I tried listening to the Arha audio drama because honestly, I would rather listen to Arha. But I don't know if you've heard about the Arha audio drama, but it's very different from other audio dramas. It's more like an audiobook narration. And that's kind of not my thing. I love the sound effects and the voice acting and the music. And it just feels like I'm watching an anime without watching the screen. But when it's like audiobook version, you've got the narration and it's like eh. Unless it's like Hunter x Hunter style, you know? You know those scenes where it's like Gon has never seen such a evil thing or whatever. Could be like that. But no. No, I will not be getting the Arha audio drama as much as I love the story. Speaking of, when is my fanfiction gonna be finished? I've split it into 2 chapters and my second chapter is failing. Because I'm like, first chapter, I'll just do the whole thing in Chuanling's POV, right? But I can't do the last part in Chuanling's POV. That kind of, you're missing half the story, you know? So the second half has to be in Morjan's POV, but starting it, I am struggling with, because I'm like, okay, do I start it from the beginning? Like, do I re-describe all the parts that I've done in Chuanling's POV? No, I shouldn't do that. That would be a bit much. So then where do I start? Maybe I just start where I ended in the previous one, and then just do a little bit of a flashback and then come all the way back. I'm liking this. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Thanks for being my rubber ducky. A rubber ducky is a software engineer's best friend. Okay, I don't know which company did this, but it was on the news somewhere that they gave everyone rubber duckies. Wait, I think they gave us rubber duckies. They gave us something. Anyway, point being, the rubber ducky is kind of like your coding companion. You're supposed to discuss with the rubber ducky if you have any problems. And so people did that. People talked to the rubber ducky and articulating their problems and talking through solutions with the ducky helped them actually come up with solutions and fix the problem. So the ducky didn't actually offer any solutions, but just the duck being there helped, you know? And I feel like that's kind of like body doubling. Can you use a rubber ducky to body double? I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it and report back to you. Maybe I can use a stuffed animal instead. Let us see what we have here. Tremor. Nah, not really. Don't need.
이런 임무는 뱀 중에서도 내가 제일이지.
Spider-Man! Man, I was hearing sirens and I was like, is the ambulance out here? Nope, it's just in-game. Okay, have you read or watched Dun Dun Dun? Because I keep hearing good things about it and also bad things about it. But also, it just doesn't seem that interesting. It seems a little goofy for me. Though I have been told by Ronin specifically that Witch Hat Atelier is good. But is it good in the same way that people like Freerun? Because I did not like Freerun. Let's do this. Because everybody and their mother was telling me, oh my gosh, Freerun is the best thing ever. And I tried, I swear, I tried watching it and it was just so boring. It's very different from Freerun. Okay, good. No, I'm seeing it. Oh, what's this? I'm seeing it all over my feed and people are making art of it. People are doing cosplays. People are doing like... It's fan fictions of the white-haired guy and the scruffy black-haired guy with the beard. So I guess I already know what the gay ship is.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
Is this the white black doomed yaoi again? From JJK? I don't think it's doomed. I think they'll be very happy. You know, people are calling him, what's it called, like, Gojo, like Temu Gojo or something? That's crazy. Gojo isn't even the prettiest white-haired character. Like, why did he get so much traction in the white-haired fan base? When Kakashi, he was a big deal back in the day. Kirua? Peak? I don't know who else has white hair that we care about. Oh, Sesshomaru Inuyasha?
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
And yes, Sesshomaru came first for a reason. Like, I liked it a lot more than Free Rent 2. Okay, let's go. It's not completely out though, is it? It's like, there's probably like 3 or 6 episodes out, because every week I see new information coming out about it, so I'm like, oh, it's definitely an ongoing anime. I'm gonna have to try not to get spoiled until it all comes out so I can binge it. We're gonna watch this one. It looks really fun. I can't believe people are already making cosplays for it. Like actual handmade cosplays. It's interesting. Sometimes it feels like a cutesy shoujo and other times it's a political drama. My 2 favorite things. And then there's some cool horror elements. Ooh. Like what kind of horror? Like jump scare horror or like my favorite horror movie is what's it called? I don't know, like very specific. But like, have you seen those posts? Like, didn't you do one about June? Something. Like existential and body horror? Oh no, not the body horror. What's going on here? It's all question marks. To be fair, the manga has been coming out for like 5 years. Dang. People getting turned into things? Oh no. So the manga is also ongoing? I don't like people getting turned into things. I've had enough of that in friggin' Full Metal Alchemist. Word. Yep, I think there's 90 some chapters. Dang. So should I watch the anime or should I read the manga? Actually, I'll do both. I'll just watch the anime first, because the anime does look really pretty. There's also one shoujo anime where it's a girl that everyone mistakes for a hot guy. I want to watch that one too. I gotta get back into anime. Probably not anytime soon though. Do you know what I did? I bought a VPN for a whole year just for the purpose of watching anime on Bilibili, because it's like, oh, it's not available in your region. I'm guessing the only region it's available in is China, and my VPN doesn't allow me to switch to China as a region. So I just wasted a bunch of money. But I guess I will have a VPN for other reasons. Yep, I watch the anime first and then pick up with the manga, yeah. Well, no, I'll start over with the manga. I'm not one of those people that just starts where the anime ends off with the manga. What do you think I am? Nah, I watched the entirety of One Piece, and then I read the entire manga from the beginning. That's dedication. But yes, we'll get back into anime. I've just been trying to like watch C-dramas because I'm trying to use it to study Chinese. And as I was listening to the audio drama for QJJ, I actually understood some stuff. Like, Shifu Laila. That's when Shen Sichuan was done being tortured and his big guy master is like, I'm here. Shufu is teacher and Lila is here, you know? That's crazy. I mean, it's just one sentence, but it's so cool to be able to understand it. Have you caught up on the manga? I'm not even paying attention to the game anymore. The game can win rate its way into completion, yes. I'm seeing a bunch of indie games on Instagram that I really want to play, and they're free indie games, so I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's play some indie games and then like explore a bunch of games. Yes, yes. I think it would be quite fun. Hong Lu, yes, my baby. I'm gonna do that. I want some bleed, okay? Is it time to fuse gifts? Maybe I want some bleed. Actually, this time I'm gonna increase my bleed potency. I'm gonna do that. No, this will send me to one. What if I did this? That'll do. Give me a bleed. Good enough. Alright, let's go. We are absolutely gonna make the China trip happen. It's gonna happen. And now that I've finished The Hunter Wants to Lay Low, I've been zooming through Nanshan, which it's super interesting now. I love this part. We finally hit the part where, well, spoilers, huh? Yeah, we're not gonna spoilers. I'm gonna make dumplings too. We love dumplings. Make some hagao. I've got too much food in my fridge. It's actually a problem. Last week I bought 4 packs of ground turkey, and I still have stuff for this week, and I've already done my groceries for this week. I bought a whole rotisserie chicken. What am I doing? I don't know. I have no idea. Try to make meal prep happen. I think we're gonna have a lot of pizza when we go to the city, which I hope we don't get deep dish pizza. We probably will, but I probably won't eat much of that because it doesn't look very good to me. It just... But Italian style pizza, that's kind of my favorite thing. Favorite type of pizza. Like a very, I don't know, very small bread with light toppings, and you can see that it's like crispy and brown on the edges because it was cooked in a stone like hot ass oven. That's the vibe. That's the vibe we like. If I see a pizza like that, I'm like, that one, 100%. Whereas the American pizza, it's very much like, very circular, very, very thick. Like the bread is very heavy. And then it's like covered in cheese, covered in sauce. Almost soggy. Like that has its good vibes too. But definitely I prefer the other one. More good pizza in this world. See, I wonder if a pizza could work in like a coffee shop, cafe type situation. If it was like a small pizza, I don't know. Would you want to have pizza with your coffee? Oh, nice. What? We can restore one of the deactivated systems of the safety team. Which one should we? No. SP is fine, so I guess we're doing HP. Wow. Oh, wow. Animation. Near dungeon. Oh. Oh, tentacles. Tentacles. Yeah. I'm gonna make a bakery. It's gonna happen. Maybe. First goal here, biggest goal here, is gonna be to go to China. Yes. Whether for like 10 days, 10 days first. And then we go for 6 months or so. Yes. That's the goal here. But before that, I think the goal is to get a full-time job with health insurance. Yep. To leave my current job. Man, my work is really crazy because everybody wants to leave. Like, every single person. Except for one person who's most likely gonna stay, but everyone is like, yeah, I'm gonna find a different job. This store is screwed. Rupture. Yay. Anything but the whale. Ooh, I'll take that. I mean, we haven't fought Hong Yuan yet. Isn't this exciting? How do I want to do this? Metal. 히히히.
일기당천. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
Man, I wish I had more hands. No, that would be silly. Maybe cloning. Do you think if you cloned yourself, you could actually succeed at what you would want to clone yourself for? Like, theoretically, right? Like, some people would say, oh, I want to clone myself so I can do all the fun stuff while I make my clone do all the boring stuff. But then their clone doesn't want to do the boring stuff either. Like, that doesn't work. So then what is the strat here? What if your clone just body doubles for you.
내 명을
Or
든 시비수.
two of you can do the boring stuff together, and it goes much faster. Or me and my clone could both be crocheting a completely different thing at the same time. Or I could crochet and my clone could write or draw. And then would I pick up the skills once we merge again? If I had multiple clones, could each of them be doing something and then I would regain the skill after they merge with me? There's so many things that this could be used for. Having a clone would be nice. What would your strategy be? What would you do with it? Would you get a second job with your clone? Oh, is it a merging situation, or does each clone require their own food and stuff? I would say while the clone exists, it requires food. But once they merge with you, then they don't require food? Oh, that's a good question. So if it's like Naruto-style shadow clones, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like Naruto-style shadow clones. Like you can make a clone and then destroy the clone and then make it and destroy it. And it's like you're not destroying it, you're just merging it with yourself. I'm a little concerned. Oops. Oopsies. Oh shit. I think I need to stop win rating. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh, that was really bad. Okay, so I could split from them at the beginning of the day and we switch off doing work / chores / writing and then have one meal together and then merge back. Yes! That'd be fun. Okay, that sounds good. Right? Twice the hands, yeah. Yeah. And with the added benefit of gaining like the memories and the skills that your clone has gained during the day, how cool would that be? This would be OP actually. Now, how many clones would be the ideal? If it's one clone, I think one or two. Yeah, definitely no more than two. Because I'd be like... My apartment isn't that big, lol. Yeah. I mean, I could have one clone streaming while the other clone goes to work. And the other one, I'm counting myself as a clone, does what, like chores at home? And does like the meal prep and all that stuff? Wow. Wow. My clone comes back from work to a meal. My cat has so many people to cuddle with. We are truly struggling here. When did it stop being a chain? Oh shit.
시비스에게 발톱을 걸어. 이 앞에 숨지마. 누구 하나 살려보지 마라.
Maybe just one clone. I would maybe struggle with selling the clones apart if it's multiple.
너는 못 따라나.
But yes, the ideal. Now the question comes to, if I have myself do 10 squats and my clone do 10 squats and we merge, have I done 20 squats? I could use my clone for volleyball practice. I could make an entire team of my clones. I could do drills, I could do serving, setting, passing drills. Oh my goodness. If your clone dies, what happens? You die. If your clone does... Okay. In order to create a clone, you have to like split yourself off, basically, okay? So like maybe a part of your memories or a part of something, a part of yourself. And so if that clone dies, then whatever you've given to that clone is now gone forever. Anything they've experienced, you can no longer return back to you, and anything you gave them to start with can no longer come back to you. Yeah, this makes sense. And it's not like whatever you've given your clone is what determines who they are or whatever. Well, that would be an interesting thing, but no. In this case, it would just be like just a way to make sure that they are indeed linked to you and that you can bring them back type thing. Alrighty, these guys are actually kind of tough. How many times can I use this? I think we're chill for now, because I would just like to use it one more time. Get him! Get him, my Honglu. So I really want to try using Honglu's retreat order, because I just recently learned about it. But for now, I think Faust fluid sac is gonna carry for a little bit. I can't believe we're strategizing in this game. Ain't that crazy? Everyone's chilling. Alright, let's go. Ichima. We're on floor 5. This is the boss floor. So excited. So I can get my Honglu. This is very important to me. How many times must I do the mirror dungeon to get my Honglu? What do we need to continue to use this guy? Orange, which we definitely need more of. Orange, light blue, and purple. We've got an orange and we've got a purple. I'm gonna have you use this guy instead of the green. Is that okay? Thank you. Orange, light blue, and purple. I want to keep using fluid sac basically. Why do they keep coming? You're struggling, which I do not like. Let's take this. Take that instead. And you're chilling. You're fine. I would like you to use fluid sac again. We're healing. Purple, purple, blue, orange, green. Is there any way we can use orange there? No. There's no way we can use orange there. I would take favored. Like, there's no world where we can... No, that's neutral. Okay. It's okay. We'll take favored. That's alright. Katsuoko. They're all kind of just melting.
목적이 있었지.
I really want to make a pizza though in my new toaster oven. I should make that as a goal. Get some nice little mozzarella cheese, some tomatoes. What else do you put on a pizza? Basil? Tomatoes and cheese and olive oil and balsamic vinegar.
쇼.
Alright, we're at the boss battle. Tremor. I want to get more rupture, I think. Yes, I want my ruptures. Burn, we don't need burn. What about you? Sinking? Yeah, we don't need sinking. Let's go. 233 gets me 4, which is nice. Rupture, good. A 4 rupture, it's nice. Lead is okay. Burn we do not need. No. 3 boys. Rupture. Burning rope cuffs. Sinking we don't need. Bleed we could keep. Let's do this. Or rupture. Honestly, this should be enough, right? We don't need poise. Bleed, I'd like to keep. Okay. Alright, let's go. Let us fight the boss with our new eagle gifts. Hi, hello, who are you? You're very pretty. Okay. Nothing here. Unflashable. Sword flips. Do I have to care? On hit as an unopposed attack or attack end on hit as an unopposed attack or on hit against target that used assist defense exclusive skill. Okay, so we're gonna have to use assist defense on this guy. Got it. So Faust, I believe in you. Alright, let's go. We're doing fine, but skills. Big guy. So this one is Swordplay of the Homeland, which we are using. So I'm going to Honglu, I'm gonna have you not be attacking this guy. Faust, I'm gonna have you use this. Okay, assist defense. Honglu, you got this. No, I want you fighting someone. I'll take it from you. Who are you fighting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we have an unopposed attack. Oh shit. There are 2 things. Hold on. So you can't do nothing about that? Oh girl. Okay, no. Honglu can fight it, no? Honglu can do it. Honglu, take it. So Honglu can take that encounter. Everyone else is going to be opposed. And so she will do that. Alright, I believe in you. Assist defense, my boy. Okay, I think we had the assist defense, maybe? Did it work? I don't know if it worked. What's this red one? Sword of the Homeland? I feel like that's a new skill that just showed up. Unclashable. Sword of the Homeland Sal. Reassume stance. And then sword honing. So the red one, on hit as an unopposed attack, right? So same thing. So what's the difference here? Lose 3 sword play. I see. Unclashable with assist units. Shit. Whatever. Let's just do like this. Who are you struggling against? Now, these guys... okay. I'm going to have... You're going to not attack that, and you're going to use your assist. Assist, okay? Defense. And you're gonna leave that open, and you're gonna assist this guy. So number 4. You're gonna take that, and it's dominating, so we should be okay. We're gonna use our assist defense again, and really hope for the best here. I forgot he was already attacking someone. Shit. Okay, no, go back to attacking that. Take it. Take it. Do it. Yes. Okay. This will do. No. What am I doing? I'm being silly. I'm being so silly. The point was for it to be unopposed. Duh. My gosh, you're being so silly. Okay. The point is for it to be unopposed. So he's going to get an unopposed attack. Okay, let's go. So now Faust should be assisting Isan when it's his time. So Faust should definitely go get when the time comes. When they get low, I'm gonna use my Honglu's retreat call. Okay, now Faust should come out again, right? Yes, okay. Good job, Faust. And she did do that. Okay. How are our health? Health is okay. Good. Blue guy came out again, so I'm gonna use Faust's assist defense again. No. No. Shit, no. No, it's okay, it's okay. Everything's okay. So Faust, you're gonna assist someone else. I'm gonna assist that, which power counter unopposed. Don't like you being hopeless. Bow of the Homeland side orange. Another one, huh? Targets the enemy that has the most bleed. Unaffected by swordplay of the Homeland. Unbreakable coin. On hit inflicts 5 bleed and plus 4 bleed count. Raise stagger threshold by 10. Okay. Help me out here. That will do. And then we've got one free counter with a... Okay. Okay, let's go. The turn ends when that happens. So he never gets to use those attacks, which is really nice. And I think that's the strat here. Okay. What new things have shown up now? Purple. No tiger's flesh shall be left uncloven. Targets the enemy that has the most bleed. Can clash with this skill regardless of speed. Oh. That's annoying. Unbreakable coin, unbreakable coin. Oh my gosh. That's a tricky one. This purple guy. Oh. That's a boss battle if I ever seen one. Okay, and who are you targeting? Oh, you have the most bleed. Probably because she's been doing assist defenses a lot. Okay. Well, write this for me. This ain't right. That ain't right. Okay. Can you attack that? No, you cannot. It's okay, but I think you should be able to. No? Shit. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Who has the most health right now? Who can tank this? This guy. This Dodia, okay? Blue and green. So green is better. So take that and tank that for us, please. I'm gonna see if I can't tank it a little better. No? What about you? What about you? No. I guess struggling is better than hopeless. I guess. Point being, I'm gonna need you all to do... You're doing things a little better now. Oh boy. Can we use you? Oli, oh my gosh. What about you? Oh, this isn't looking good at all. To go from struggling to hopeless. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is perhaps the best we can do. Oh gosh. I think, yeah, this is the best we can do. You're taking flash, you're taking flash. You're taking flash, you're taking flash, you're taking flash. Okay. Health-wise, I think we're okay. We're gonna do this. Our health is still okay. for keeping track of that, of course. I mean, he's under 1000 HP, which is looking good for us. Okay, now he's under 100 HP, which is now looking really good for us. Okay, we're chilling. Yep. Yep. Not for baby. We finished though. We done did it. We did it.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군.
Okay.
핏물진 길일 뿐이지. 세월이 지나면
Only 100?
홍어는 그제야 알게 되겠지.
Oh shit.
이 홍로가
GG, thanks TK. Welcome, welcome. How you doing?
이곳에 와서 흥미로웠던 점
Only 100? Oh my goodness. I have to do this so many times. Hi, 7 more times? I can't do Mirror Dungeon 7 more times. I can do it 2 more times at most. Can I do Refraction Railway and get it? Photos, first time event stage and main story stage clears and Mirror Dungeon clears. I guess we're going back to the main story. Okay, 85. That's good. That's good. やっぱり Is there anyone who can... Nah. I want you to... What's up, you at? The House of Spiders? No. I'll take you. I want the extra 40%. Does anyone have a better deal for me? Oh, extra 60%. I'll take him. Yes, yes. I believe that is the best deal. Okay. I'll take him for the extra 60%. Yes. This is okay. We spent a long while rifling through the photo studio with the LCD team, but no one found any decisive evidence. There sure are a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings, nothing much to tell from that. Aside from the canister containing the film roll Sinclair picked up, there are no remaining items here that can count as a proper clue, Executive Manager. I've confirmed that the rest are all empty plastic containers. Then it's probably best to check the contents of the film roll directly. Yes, Executive Manager. I will find a way to develop the film. Did you guys find any sort of photo development room or equipment nearby? Let's search a little more before we see what's in that film roll. Mentor, what do you make of this object? For the 8th time, Engdu, I have no idea. If I had wits bright enough to understand all that lies before me with a single glance like that team leader, I would have passed the royal examinations long ago and secured myself a lucrative position at a court official. But Mentor, hadn't you already passed the royal... Once swung, a sword does not retrace its arc, Engdu. So it is with life. There is no undoing what has already been cut. Thus, it is unnecessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after for what has been slashed away. Not for you, Mentor. Ought you not dwell on what can no longer be undone? I misspoke. I did not mean it that way, Engdu. I merely meant to say that I do not wish to recall my past. I am aware you have told me as much since long ago, whenever you were placed in a position to retrace the past. Mostly at the eateries where you filled your belly on unpaid tabs, and each time you brought down the stone wall before our house by your own erring hand. Those are exactly the kinds of things you should never forget. Ow, my belly. I feel a stabbing pain in my belly. This spot, oh, the very wound you once gave me afflicts me yet. The one from when you thought you were only poking me with a scabbard, yet by some cruel turn it was your sword that ran me through. Mentor, you said it was completely healed and that I do not need to concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times. But it still aches every now and then, chiefly when I hear your sharp, cutting words that I really don't want to hear. Ah, is that so? Engdu suddenly pulled out a sheet of paper and began furiously writing something down. What's this? I have written down the words that I have just said. If hearing my sharp, cutting words afflicts you so, perhaps reading them instead would cause no suffering. Girl! Kim's face began to contort like a wet dish towel being wrung dry. I really can't believe this is the same mentor Engdu follows so devotedly. Where's all that dignity and forbearance Engdu said he had? Young Engdu, there is a matter I would ask thee. Apparently I wasn't the only one who felt that way about him. Pray, speak freely. This may perhaps be a discourteous inquiry, but... I, too, when speaking to the others of those whom I serve, often ornament my words with a laudation of an acceptable degree, and yet... I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is your first time seeing Mentor with his shoulders so unbraced, and his bearing so loose. In truth, when I first beheld him, I also wondered whether such a man could truly be a leader worth placing my faith in. However, upon my honor, I assure you that I have never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of him to you. My respect toward the blades of my own and foes alike, my determination to safeguard what must be protected, even should my arms be torn apart, all of these are, undoubtedly, the teachings that my mentor has imparted unto me. Truly... Why, if fortune should grant the opportunity, you may witness Mentor's true self yourself someday. That is to say, if we let ourselves be carried by the currents of the river to arrive at such a chance. Engdu gave her prosthetic arm a casual sweep, smiling sincerely as though she truly believed every word she said. Then, leaning closer to Don Quixote, she whispered, Besides, unless I speak with this feigned stern ignorance, there will be no end to his digging in his heels. I would ask for your trust, for all is aimed at his benefit. Forsooth, thou too hast been burdened with the trials of serving your superior. So that's what it was. I get it now. Oh? Italians? Germans. Just as I witnessed the budding of this peculiar bond of commiseration and camaraderie between our chivalric friends, the door leading outside was flung open with a loud slam. We have arrived at the target location. It appears that the advance party has already been defeated. Wait, who are these people? Didn't they say there was only a single violator? Oh, crap. Looks like it's too late to talk our way out of this, whatever excuses we come up with. Oh boy, this is not gonna go well. The same thing happened last time when I saw the N-Corp employees. I thought we had the wrong intel, and all of a sudden flash blinded my vision white, as though I had stared straight into a burst of searing light, so intense and bright that it made my head swim. Yeah, there was the same pop and... With my vision blinded, the only thing I could make out was Ezra's soft murmur, until even that came to a stop as her breathing hushed. Uh-oh. Oh, not again. It didn't take long for me to realize what was happening. You gotta pretend. You gotta pretend. Seeing it again doesn't exactly warm the heart, wouldn't you say, Engdu? Though S-Corp may indeed be passing through hard times, this alley was not quite so wretched to inform, was it, Mentor? Is that right? Looks much the same to me. This place. Did we just get teleported to S-Corp? No, Dante. Though it generates a considerable sense of verisimilitude. This is... I think I know what this is. This is a presence. I haven't been able to detect it until now, but somehow it was now surrounding us, saturating every corner of the space where we stood. The dreary stone walls, trees bent and coiled in grotesque forms, the sheen of the light, and even the air we breathe, all of them point toward a single phenomenon. This is the depth of the fathoms. Fathoms made entirely out of distortion. There are completely different distortions where the N-Corp employees were just a moment ago. Executive manager, it's... This is exactly it! This is what I was trying to explain. Oh! Oh, that's really creepy! Where Ezra pointed, the people in smart, neat suits had vanished, and in their place, figures clad in blood-stained dopo robes were approaching us with dragging, uneasy steps. Right. Let's fight first and talk later. Ready, Engdu? My blade is poised to strike, Lady Ezra. And... wait, where's the bamboo-hatted dude? I'm afraid he has already taken his leave. He said he had no desire to cross blades with the... Shunokuns of S-Corp twice. Come on, man, not again. He's a repeat offender, that's for certain. Executive manager. Wherever Kim's gone off to, this definitely isn't the time to be asking trivial questions. Right, let's do what Ezra says and get ready for battle. On your orders, executive manager. Men, prepare for battle. Boom, 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 boom. Out of time. I'm gonna see if we can go until we get enough to get Honglu. That'll be tricky. That's like another 7. Another 7 is not bad actually. We might be able to do it. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break while this runs. Don't struggle. Go ahead.
나만의 항해 방식.
We return. Yay. Why do you struggle? You need not struggle. That should be all of them. Surveying the area with measured alert, Engdu cast the blood from her sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back to its sheath. Huh. They're not changing back. Doesn't look like beating up the distorted ones reverts them immediately this time around. Nocti, come here. Come here, bub. Come here. Come. It's okay. Come here. Look, it's comfy. Yeah. Perhaps a fortunate turn of events, in a way. Let us search for clues while time allows us. Right. You take that side, Engdu. I'll search here. Ezra and Engdu moved about as though they were used to this kind of situation. Without even taking a moment to catch their breath after the battle, they began searching the space. Prithee! Don Quixote was first. Was that a sneeze? It was a cute little sneeze. That was adorable. Oh, you're so cute. Okay. I got. We battled distortions upon our arrival hither, yet never before have I beheld our surroundings change with so sudden a flash. Prithee, I cannot make sense of this situation. Couldst thou render a detailed account of this distortion phenomenon? Apologies. It would appear I overlooked the briefing due to the urgency of this predicament. This is, according to the definition presented by Lady Moses, a location-type distortion. It's basically when a whole space distorts, and since places and buildings can't move on their own, the distortion gets fixed in a certain space. As for this one, looks like the distortion's already progressed pretty far along, middle stage probably. They don't usually get this big, but this one here is covering almost an entire street. Then those people. They entered this space and got caught up in it, and our job right now is to get to the bottom of the phenomenon. What exactly gets people caught up, and what happens to them once they're in? Of course, we can't really rule out the possibility of a powerful distortion that's encroaching upon its environment. Oh, by that I mean when a distortion bleeds into the space around it and warps it. Oh man, I'm actually talking like our team leader. Rubbed off on me, I guess. Ezra continued with a sheepish giggle. In any case, we won't be able to suppress or cure the distortion even if we whip these guys' asses 100 times. We need more clues to help us locate the inflection point. Maybe we should examine these people over here too. With a call, Ezra directed our attention to rows of collapsed people all around, all of them clad in doppel robes. And these are... The glyph emblazoned upon their headbands. Chu bespeaks propulsion and pursuit. It marks them as Chunokuns, functionaries charged with scouring and hunting runaway nobis. You hail from the homeland as we do. I am unsurprised that you know of them. I could hardly fail to know, for I, too, was once enumerated among their quarry. Scientists and technicians were daily being dispossessed of their situations in S-Corp after all. So it was no idle tale. Scientists who ply their craft without fattening S-Corp's coffers are seized forthwith and made nobis of the corporation. Indeed, I count myself fortunate to have absconded with my friends before the brand of Nobi could be impressed upon us. Otherwise, Nobi, the wretched appellation conferred upon the people for the convenience of those in power, a vile practice and an excuse of their power-mongering, nothing more. The so-called taboo hunters of S-Corp operate by much the same anatomy. Does the breaching of taboo summon the hunter, or does the hunter first seize its prey, to thereafter frame the captured with invented transgression? If the powerful so desire to chase a man down, to take possession of his very being, and keep him caged, then they need only decree that he should bear the lot of a Nobi. Such is what S-Corp has become today. My mentor, too, is one of the victims of that accursed practice. Then, could these people have been sent out to capture your mentor or Isang? Or me, perhaps. Or none of us. You mean to state that they may be conceptual forms of Chunokuns generated by distortion. That is a plausible conjecture. We are getting nowhere with this clue hunting. With a heavy sigh, Otis pressed her fingers against her brow as if her head were starting to pound in frustration. To delve further into the matter, it is necessary to determine why the S-Corp and its Chunokuns have appeared as the motif of this phenomenon. Considering the course of events we have seen so far, would it not stand to reason that the distortion stains all nearby things with memories most foul? The presence of Chunokuns suggests a possible correspondence to Isang's memories. Conversely, however, the absence of T-Corp's time collectors weakens that hypothesis. In which case, the most plausible theory is that this particular distortion could have stemmed from Bamboo-Hatted Kim or Engdu's memories. Engdu furrowed her brow and fell into thought, as though she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem. I've seen a few distortions that show trauma or affect their surroundings. But this one, I'm not getting that pop of inspiration. Can't even guess at what this distortion wants either. Oh, there's the pop. The white flash of light suddenly drowned my vision again as Ezra clutched her head and cried out with annoyance. Ugh! If only the team leader were here. Cracking this would have been a piece of cake. And we're back. So this is why he kept asking whether we'd seen anything bursting with a pop. The N-Corp employees must have it rough too, getting dragged into the distortion like this. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? It was self-defense. They were about to attack us. I suppose finding the root cause and taking care of it would be the fastest way forward. Let's just do what we can for now. Okay, first, we need to develop the film we found here. We'll head to the nearest darkroom and... Nah, actually, let's first drag that slippery hat-wearing colt back here and get him talking about the Chinookans. That's probably our best bet. Ugh, every time we take a job, that slacker just slips off without telling anyone. As one part of me watched Ezra stamp her feet in frustration, I was also carefully following Heathcliff's team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I can help with that. Have you located him? Huh? What? Boss Clock found something? Yep, I found where Bamboo-Hatted Kim is right now. Is he with Heathcliff? That's so funny. 부끄럽지 않았습니다. Yay. Okay, 85 is real nice. 85 is very good. And then I enter it. Honglu, Faust, you. Honestly, I really like my Heisho team. Going back to Heisho. Go back to Heisho. Oh, I don't have you. That's why. Alright, which support am I using? I want the plus 60%. Okay. I guess I'll take this guy. I'll take you for the plus 60%.
잠깐. 어디서? 가시죠. 파트페 1패 의뢰인가요?
만곡된 직선을 직선으로 질주하겠어.
Meanwhile, Heathcliff's team. Bloody hell, what's up with these gits? They're showing up out of nowhere. How should I know? But judging by their getup, they seem like escort fellas. And things were going so well. We could have talked it out with those fedora guys who were rummaging around the place earlier, you know? But no, you just had to go barking at them first. Would have saved us a whole lot of trouble if you hadn't, right? Oh, so it's my fault. Those bastards looked like they were nicking stuff. This is our contract area, ain't it? If they walked off with something important, we'd be the ones catching hell. Listen, bud, not everyone's itching to swipe hair coupons into the pockets the second they get the chance. Oh, for how many bloody months are you lot gonna milk that? Excuse me. What, you got a problem too, mate? No, not at all. Just wondering whether that gentleman over there is also one of our enemies. Is that the end of your troupe performance? Shame, I was really enjoying watching you folks dance. Might have mistaken this place for the Peach Blossom Land of Legends had there been a cup of fine makgeolli to go with it. Yeah, that's an enemy, alright. He has a name tag though. I think it says, LCD. LCD or whatever, who gives a toss? Am I supposed to put up with every bastard having a dig at me? Oh dear. Such bold swings. Didn't know there was an encore to that performance. Ha! You slippery little rat. Well, I do find this amusing enough, but if you intend to play with me, you ought to be more aware of your surroundings. Hey, behind you, there's... Wow. Wow, he took out all those dopa-wearing people with just a single strike. I'd say that about covers the price of admittance for your troop circus, wouldn't you? Well then, I leave the rest to you folks. Wandering blades and Murim tales never linger on the stage for long after all. Oi, where the hell do you think you're going? Ah, damn it. That guy's so funny, I actually really like him. Malkuth. They said there's some trickery. Okay, so far no red coins. I think we're fine, honestly. Yeah, we're chilling. PK's like, reading comprehension, not real. Whatever. I've got haste slop. I don't need reading comprehension. Girl, are you okay? You don't seem like you're okay. This is better. You need more room. You're big now, aren't you? You're a big girl. Oh shit. Bind, incapacitate? We keep losing flashes. That's strange. Eh? No, what? Hey. Hey. It's a camera? They just keep coming. They just keep coming. Make it stop. Ay-ya. And return home. And die. I love having red coins. My Honglu. So let me get this straight. Dude was here just a minute ago and now nobody knows where he wandered off to? Yeah, bloke just turned up out of nowhere, flapped his gums, then did a runner before anyone could grab him. Ugh. Ezra let out a long, listless sigh as though she was getting sick and tired of even complaining about Kim. Lady Ezra, I cannot say your frustration is misplaced. Yet I trust you are also aware that, more often than not, Mentor's actions have carried a profound design. He has never left his post without purpose so far. No, I get it, okay? But come on, would it kill him to give us a heads up before he goes zooming off on his own again? It's not like we'd stop him. What are we gonna do? Tie him up? Lock him up in a closet? We don't do that in our team, right? Remember last time we all thought he was being a good patient and sleeping it off in the recovery ward, but nope! When the LCE got infiltrated, he snuck out without telling anyone and came back like nothing happened, and the team leader didn't even chew him out for that. Lady Ezra, that's... Oopsie, wasn't supposed to mention that, was I? Then, the reason he failed to participate in the operation was simply because the LCD was lax in supervising its personnel. Is that what you're suggesting? Lady Moses bade us hold our tongues for this very reason. She knew full well Mentor's intentions would be misunderstood in precisely such a manner. What part of this have I misunderstood? Did you not just disclose that the man deserted his post without authorization? That's the thing. He wasn't just wandering around. He was outside, all alone, taking down the ring auto mannequins who'd locked down the elevator that leads into the LCE department. Oh. Yeah, it's not like he was dealing with the strongest enemy out there, but the recovery ward didn't have an emergency alarm, and nobody from the department was there to warn him either. He somehow just caught on and did the job himself. Huh. heard it's all thanks to him that the facilities team managed to get the comms back up and contact that LCE chief dude way faster. And that helped the LCA to actually deploy. They would have been delayed for another hour or two if he hadn't stepped in, apparently. And he went fighting even though he still wasn't fully recovered. So he came back looking like he'd been processed through the meat grinder. So yeah, he did end up staying in bed like a good patient, in a lot of pain. Then the soldier is not entirely deserving of reproach. Nope, he's a less talking, more doing type, I guess. Anyway, we were all stuck inside the building back then during the incident, so I suppose there was no helping it. Today, though, never mind. It's always like this with him. He always slips away and pops back in saying it's done. My point is, what happens if one day one of those solo missions doesn't go his way and he just drops dead in the street somewhere? How are we supposed to help him then? Actually, how does he even know what's supposed to be done in the first place? When nobody gave him any instructions. Welcome back, Iso. Thank you for the posture check. Actually, my posture was absolute shit, but that is indeed because there is a cat in my lap. Bloke's got to be relying on his gut feeling in it. Of course, he redeemed the pet the cat. Alright, Nocti, this is from Iso. Get petted. Get petted! She's getting petted. Aggressive petting. How you feeling, Iso? Look, I only saw the bloke for a bit, so I can't say I've got him all figured out. He's an annoying bastard, but he didn't strike me as some clueless sod who doesn't know where he's stepping. Heathcliff scratched at his chin, then kept talking as though he were stating an obvious fact. Today's proof enough. He's not one of us, so Cloakhead couldn't have reached him from that far and sent him to back us up. And there's no way he just happened to run into us when we were about to get into battle, innit? And then... well, could be bloke's got some stupidly sharp head on him and piece things together. Could be that. But I've got these moments when I get a flash of that gut feeling, however you want to call it. My boss man Matthew said he could hear that kind of shite too. Said I can hear him gears turning, or I think I hear rats scurrying about. He'd do things you couldn't make heads or tails of. Listen, there was this one time when we were expecting a life and death fight. Matthew said he can hear them gears turning, walks into a random pub, starts throwing back drinks like he'd lost his bloody mind. Aha, that does sound like someone who's lost his bloody mind. Back when I was on the ship, some sailors used to drink the barrel dry before battling whales to blunt their fear, only to stumble around on the deck and fall overboard. Yeah, and Boss could knock it back like a whale. Still, the point is, getting plastered right before a turf war is not what most sane people would call a good idea. Had us all crossed, so we went stomping after him. And guess what? Turns out that pub was the secret hideout where the opposing syndicate was holed up. They were crowding round the gaffer, running their mouths about how they'll kill him and put an end to the dead rabbits. That's when we came storming in and had them surrounded instead. Not a single one of them got away. We beat 'em bloody, every last bastard, and Boss knew it'd play out that way. Nocti, please. Sorry, but this really sounds like Barstool bragging to me. You sure that wasn't just a coincidence? I should think it was no mere chance. If you are saying as much, then surely this was but one among many such coincidences. Is that not so? Yeah, every time Matthew pulled one of those stunts, our lot ended up growing bigger. Wouldn't have kept working so neatly if it were just a coincidence. It is likely what is often referred to as, indeed, an instinctive sense or experience-based precognition. More accurately, an unconscious process by which information accumulated in the subconscious is sorted and converted into sensible conclusions. There have been some extremely rare cases in which Heathcliff has demonstrated the ability to arrive at coherent conclusions that surprise even Faust. On further analysis, it would appear that he was employing a mechanism similar to a sixth sense, as some people call it. Is that a compliment, or are you taking the piss out of me? Though my mentor does not see fit to explain each step he takes, when all has passed, I often find that no footfall of his was taken in vain. I would ask of you, grant him but a little time and wait. Keep waiting, and the shape of his intent may yet become clear. Though I confess, I have also been concerned about him of late. His recent silence is far heavier than what I have noticed in the past. To wait, Don Quixote began, hesitated, then stopped herself from saying more. She only gave a quiet nod. Yeah, okay. I suppose our team leader has her own reasons for letting him be. That said, doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Let us return to the task at hand and do what we can for now. Fine, fine. As the others quieted down, I finally had room to notice the place we found ourselves in. There wasn't a single ray of light, just a deep red hue pressing in from every side. There wasn't a single ray of light, just red light. I can't believe we've been chatting away in the dark this whole time, fellas, and the red lights aren't helping at all, especially with my aging eyes. Oh, are you looking for the light switch? It's right here. And right then, don't turn on the lights. Oh, it's a photo room. I hear Mersault's clipped warning, his voice coming from a corner I didn't expect to find. Mersault, where are you? Ah, there he is, that corner. Is he washing something? I am developing the film roll, manager. Exposure to light might ruin the entire roll. Please exercise caution. So he'd been doing his own thing. That explains why he was quiet all along. Huh? Didn't think you know how to print photographs, pal. What's that for, anyway? You expressed the wish to have the film developed, manager. I am carrying out that instruction. I see. A photo studio first, and now a dark room. This may be no more than a conjecture, but it would not be unreasonable to suppose that the axis of this distortion rests upon a photographer. Is it Mersault? The film's serial numbers either match those found in the photo studio or deviate by only a single digit. It is certain that this dark room is connected to the studio in some way. The images bear a striking resemblance to these photographs. I also believe this building and that photo studio share a strong connection. Oh, where'd you get these photos? I brought some from the photo studio. I cannot name the locations in the picture with certainty, yet they all appear to have been taken at various places in N-Corp's district buildings, mostly. Hey, wait! I know what these are. People take pictures like these when supplying stuff to that department store. Correct. The photos must have been taken by a docugrapher. Mersault chimed in, holding up an odd cylindrical container in his hand this time. He gave the container a shake every now and then with a measured rhythm. Whatever he was doing seemed to be part of the process of developing the film. Film rolls are hardly affordable for the average resident in N-Corp. In most cases, taking photographs is done as part of a professional duties. There are approximately 21 occupations in District 14 that utilize photography. However, only a single profession involves routinely photographing specific buildings adhering to fixed standards that can be observed in these pictures. And these docugraphers you mentioned are the people entrusted with that job? Yes, they photograph the information to be poured into canned experience. A docugrapher? How could a person of such a decently lucrative profession fall into distortion? Decent job, maybe, but how do we know if they're a decent person? Ezra replied with a clear-cut answer after only a brief pause. What makes you say that? The photo studio we were at didn't have any dark rooms, right? No, it didn't. My team leader said that there are other ways of processing film rolls, but in N-Corp you have to go to a dark room to develop and print them. Correct. Film rolls are usually immersed in developer solution to be processed. Which is why photo studios have these dark rooms equipped with red safe lights right next to them. But this place, it's pretty far from that photo studio. Huh. Yeah, now that you mention it. Check out these windows. They're only covered by newspapers, all messy like. If you consider how sensitive film rolls are to light, it's really super suspicious that this darkroom doesn't have any proper blackout panels. And you know films can cost a fortune in some places in the city, right? Who in their right mind would print photos in a room patched up with yesterday's newspaper? Oh. This probably isn't even a legit darkroom. Someone just hauled in the bare minimum tools needed to develop film and threw them together in a hurry. Someone who didn't want to be seen printing photos. And people don't usually avoid scrutiny unless they're doing something not so decent. If that's the case, then I can see why they might have distorted. Right? Manager. Mersault came to my side quietly, still giving the strange cylinder the occasional shake. I have a request regarding your instruction to develop this film roll. What is it? Please ensure that the lights in this room is not turned on until development is complete. Aren't we already doing that? Yes, however, engaging in battle opens the door to uncontrollable variables. That is why I have judged it necessary to make a separate request. Battle? There is no need for concern. I am capable of participating in combat while maintaining the development process. But wait, can you slow down? A battle, you say? Surely there must be cause for you to believe so. At the photo studio, reinforcements arrived exactly 11 minutes and 34 seconds after N-Corp's pinframe team staff were defeated. Deductions based on the events thus far make it clear that the photo studio and this dark room share some kind of connection. Furthermore, Senator Heathcliff, Senator Honglu, and Senator Gregor have battled N-Corp's pinframe team in this very location. I hear footsteps rushing up the staircase, approaching closer and closer. I have a feeling I know what Mersault is getting at, but I ask anyway. Meaning? The initial cleanse is finished. The process is now halfway to the completion of the second agitation. This indicates that 11 minutes and 30 seconds have elapsed since the start of development. A battle is imminent. Please withdraw to a safe position, Manager. Mersault, you should have warned us way earlier. Understood, Manager. I will follow that instruction going forward. Lol. Mersault is so cute.
또 한 줄의 키를 남겨.
120 plus 16. That's really good. Yes.
세월이 지나면
세월이 지나면.
그제야 알게 되겠지. 이곳에 와서
Okay. We're halfway there. We're halfway there. Let's keep going. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. After the battle, something sits ill with me. Amid the sprawl of S-Corp's back streets distorted with the flash, Engdu had her gaze fixed somewhere high overhead. And at the end of her gaze, are those photographs? A long line stretched across the open air, photographs hanging from it like laundry clipped to a clothesline. I mistook it for a kumjul at first and gave it little attention. Yet upon closer look I saw those pictures hanging from the line. Perhaps they had been strung within the darkroom and remained thus when the distortion took hold. Bizarre. Observation of unaffected elements in the space occupied by a location-type distortion is most irregular. Indeed, the items we bore from the studio have already changed into images of various sites of S-Corp, yet these alone remain as they were. Let's take them down and check them ourselves. Just as I was wondering if the line was perhaps too high for me to reach, Mersault stepped forward and plucked a few photos off of it, and the instant he brought them to me. We heard another pop, and again a bright white flash blinded my vision for a moment. Good grief, this distortion likes to change its mind, huh? It keeps switching between S-Corp and N-Corp. This feels like getting caught in a flashbang detonation. My whole body tenses up, then goes slack right after. The other sinners were busy grumbling about the distortion and its sudden jumps, except for Mersault, who stood right in front of me with the photo still held out in his hand. Oh, you didn't drop them? No. He gave his usual short answer, then returned his attention to the cylinder he had been shaking. He took the film out of the container and flicked the liquid off of it with clean, controlled motions. Is the processing finally done? Wait. We're back here with the lights on now. Is it okay to take the film out? Yes. Exposure to light will not damage the film once development is complete and the image is fixed. There is no cause for concern. That's a relief. I couldn't say I followed all the technical details, but no cause for concern was all I needed to hear. Sighing in relief, I held the photographs so I could take a proper look. So, see anything odd in there, Manager Bud? There are people in them. The people in the photographs all look different from one another. If I had to pick one similarity between them, though, they all looked cold and indifferent. Yeah, that's the city, alright. Ordinary folks you'd see anywhere. These aren't like the photos we picked up at the studio earlier. Are these the kind of photographs they used to make canned experiences? What was that? The scenery around us seemed to ripple just now. I was about to ask Faust if she'd also felt the strange sensation, but it faded away soon enough. Perhaps it's nothing serious. Maybe it was just a spell of random vertigo. Is it even possible to get dizzy when I've got a clock for a head? No. Mersault must have noticed that I was out of sorts for a moment because he seemed to pause on purpose before answering my question. No? I thought you said docugraphers take these photos to put into canned experiences. All ingredients for canned experiences are handled exclusively by the canned magazine CCF. There is no known method for external parties to access them. CCF? What? Oh, I think I've heard of it. Canned Experience, right? They're in high demand in other districts too, but the only brand stamped on them is Grand Magazine Sisyphe. Same name every time. I remember some of my classmates bragging about trying them whenever exam weeks came around. Never had one myself though. I can't really explain it, but something about them just feels kind of wrong. It's that popular, huh? The unprocessed-based content of canned experience, known as experience butter, is supplied to reprocessing factories where docugraphers fine-tune these experience details. Photographs are primarily used for that purpose. They can fine-tune experiences? An easier example for understanding would be to consider why docugraphers take pictures of subjects such as buildings. A purchaser may wish to experience living in a luxurious building that they could never afford. Another may wish to vent out impulses of violence by experiencing the burning of an expensive property. Demand for haute couture canned experience is increasing by day. So that's why the photos from earlier were all fancy buildings. Yes, manager. Conversely, information concerning ordinary experiences that can be easily encountered in reality is in low demand. Then why photograph these residents at all? Perhaps these were not images harvested for their commodity value, but pure photography in and of itself. Mayhap they have been captured for a desire to seize a vanishing instant through a lens. There are people who take photographs knowing that it would cost an exorbitant sum. I have seen some before. A staggering amount of money just to take a single photo. That is, if they could even manage to find a photographer who'd take the risk and help take the picture. I'm not so crass as to put a price on sentiment and nostalgia, but spending this much money on film rolls, what could have made this investment worth it? I'd say maybe this isn't just a matter of sentiments, or memories even. Leafing through the photographs, I quietly expressed my thoughts. Executive Manager, I'm not exactly an authority on distortions, but I know they manifest through desires or emotions that become warped in bizarre ways. But everything the distortion has shown us so far points back to S-Corp. That is, the S-Corp from the past that only Kim and Engdu would have seen and remembered. These photos, though, they're completely untouched by the distortion. Doesn't that feel off? There must be a strong fixation at play here, strong enough to slip past even a distortion. And if that obsession is something that refuses to let these memories be influenced, I think our next step should be look for the people in these photos. These photographs are the only undistorted, unaltered clues we have. Dante says it would be advisable to locate the people shown in these photographs. Ooh, good idea. Team leader did say that we should accept input from the LCB with open arms. Hey, Engdu, can you get me the office catalog? We'll probably need to commission an office affiliated with the 7 Association. Let's look for one that can take the request right away. Can someone tell Ezra we're fine? I think I know where to find those people. Dante says one of the people shown in the photos has already been found. What? When? How? Well, guess I'm just having a lucky day. I pulled the radio from my waist and switched it on without answering Ezra's question. DWRC. I don't know. I think she said, do we regroup clock? That one was especially hard to understand, Ryoshu. Rodio's with you, right? Can you put her on? Okay. Rodio, you there? What? Dante wants to talk? One sec. I kind of went overboard with the bread and pastries. My hands are completely full over here. Pastries? What kind? Just one of everything. Neat! Can you grab extra brioche and baguettes for me too? Love the ones from that street. They're so good. Hold on, I gotta readjust the pile if I wanna... Just throw them on the floor. They're packaged. Ryoshu, you can't treat food like that, okay? Bakers have feelings too, you know. How do you think the baker would feel if they knew someone was treating their precious babies like trash? This scabbard is rattling again for no reason. Anyway, Dante, can you give me a sec if you need me to fight? Just need to cram these into my pockets real quick. No, it's not a fight. Huh? And then what is this about? I took a closer look at the words written on the wicker basket in the first photograph Mersault had brought me. Where's that bakery you're at? No, I want more battles. Give me battles. Why are we doing this? I need more of these. Stop it. Stop it. I'm so sleepy. We need to do this for our Honglu. I know who you're looking for. The owner of the bakery was a woman holding the same wicker basket as the one in the photograph. She took one glance at the picture I held up for her and gave her a quick nod. This man, he works in Cannery 17 right next. He's a regular. He used to drop by every morning to buy sandwiches to share with his coworkers. Haven't seen him around lately though. And those coworkers, I assume they were wearing the same uniform. Asking the question on my behalf, Otis showed the baker another photograph. Probably. He was always wearing one too. I'd guess it's the Cannery's uniform. This confirms our lead executive manager. A few inquiries at that cannery should bring us the information we need. Yeah, you're right, but it's just that she doesn't seem very concerned at all. She's one of the people in the photos that weren't affected by the distortion, right? Thought she'd be a close acquaintance. Allow me to verify, executive manager. Do you know the name of this regular you spoke of? His name? Am I supposed to know that? Though I wasn't expecting her to actually know his name, the apathy evident in her voice gave me pause. He took a photo of you. Wouldn't it be reasonable to assume that you're well acquainted with him? Oh, that. The baker's demeanor changed when Otis pressed the point. She gave a strange, unsettling smile before pulling something from her apron pocket. A thin and round, can-like object. He said he'd give me 5 of these canned experiences for free if I let him take my picture. Even said he'd throw in the docograph of the building of my choice. He docugraphs buildings, right? I hear he even takes work trips to the nest every now and then. So I asked him to get me a docograph of this lovely mansion I saw by the nest suburbs. I know I'll never get to afford a beautiful place like that, but this way I could at least experience what it's like, and gosh, it was everything I'd ever hoped for. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there was a distinct eeriness to that dreamy, blissful smile on the baker's face that sent a chill down my spine. Young Mersault, are these canned experiences truly possessed of such marvels, to pluck all semblance of reason from one's countenance? They maintain high demand across the city. District 14 is only one of several markets. Dost thou mean that those who indulge in canned experiences may experience venturing on an expedition to the Great Lake and bungee jumping off the summit of that skyscraper yonder as they remain seated where they are? They may, however. Oh ho! A magic can, allowing one to pursue any dream the heart may conceive. Verily, I confess mine own soul is much tempted. It differs from pursuing a dream. Mass-produced canned experiences are made from base experience butter with various modified information. The resulting end product enables intense stimulation through altered memory. Therefore, it is unlike the dream as expressed by Don Quixote. Got to go again. Okay. A piece of memory refined along the numerous processing stages of the cannery's production lines is not equivalent to genuine experience, meaning the usage of experience in her previous statement must also be amended. Memories altered for intense simulation? That does sound quite shady. How does this cast a shade upon the boons granted by the can? Adventures and tales are, forsooth, inclined toward a little grandeur. It is because the memories provided by canned experiences are extremely vivid. Statistics have shown that users of cans interpret them as authentic experiences and become dependent on them. A possible cause of the formation of dependence patterns is that canned experiences allow one to feel as if one has achieved a dream that is in reality impossible. Art thou implying that the users are made content with devouring forged dreams stored in instant-use cans? Worse still, the user may no longer strive to trace dreams in the waking world. For the one sweeter and more splendidly a dream is embellished, the more impossible it will appear to be grasped with one's own hands. To become a cause for surrender, instead of inciting one to march forth, verily doth it not annul the significance of dreaming itself, if the resultant dream rouseth not the spirit to gallop toward it? Whether that annuls its significance, I cannot know, but they sell well. So, how much will you be buying? Buy what? You came barging in with all these questions, and I was patient enough to answer them politely, wasn't I? Don't you think you owe me a sale or two? You're not about to leave without buying a single loaf after crowding up my bakery and scaring off my customers, are you? Her case was on point, actually. With our whole group gathered around, the passers-by gave us a wide berth and hurried on, whispering among themselves. Nobody was about to come in and buy bread like that. Come on, lady. I practically cleared your shelf already, didn't I? You did? Where the hell are you keeping all that, then? Do you even got to ask? Of course I had some already, and the rest is safely tucked in my coat pockets, so we can all share later. So you already ate some. Let's buy a little more. It's true we scared off the other customers. Understood. Given that the expense is made to facilitate this operation, the lack of prior budgeting should not pose a problem. Oh, nice! Sesame rice bun for me, please. It was Kim. He really did have a knack for making an entrance at the least expected moments. Hey, mister, where have you been this whole time? Wait. What? Be cross with me all you like, but just give me a moment. Ezra paused, waiting in puzzled anticipation, only for Kim to take a sesame rice bun from the baker's hands and chomp into it. Alright, I'm ready. Freaking waste of bread! Yeah! Ezra's angry fist drove straight into Kim's solar plexus, folding him to the ground like a crumpled sack of potatoes as he rolled away. At this rate, the owner might start charging us for the whole bakery next, roof and all. Best get away from here. Manager. Mersault approached me as we walked down the street, with Ezra and Kim still squabbling behind us. He was holding a roll of something brown and tightly coiled. I have completed development of the film per your instructions. Oh, so this is the film in that canister you were shaking. Do I just unroll it? Hold it up against the sun or other sources of light, as it is a reversible film. The image should be visible as if they were photographed. I had no idea what reversible film meant, but I did as he said and unrolled the film. Okay, I can see it. Huh, that's pretty cool. Oh, is it showing? Can I see too? Move it over a bit. Let me have a look too. It was hard to make out the details because the images were too small, but I could still tell the strip was packed with almost identical pictures. Is this the same person in every shot? In the same pose in all of them? Huh, you're right. No, wait a second. See the arm here? The further along the strip you go, the lower it gets. Do they not know it's a movie? Yeah, and the head looks like it's turning to the right. Huh? We were all squinting up the tiny frames on the film when Sinclair suddenly flinched and went stiff, like he'd seen something he shouldn't have. A second later, all color drained out of his face. Sinclair, what's the matter? This reminds me of something I learned in school. You draw a picture in the corner of a stack of notes or a thick book in the exact same spot on every page. You start with the arms down, then you make one small change on each page, nudge the arms up higher and higher until they're raised all the way up. And when you flip the pages fast enough, the drawings stop looking like separate images. The still figures start moving. That class was called Introduction to Motion Pictures. I remember the teacher saying, the video footage we watch are all made the same way. Are you saying that it's a continuous sequence of still images? The arrangement of the frame suggests that this film strip is highly likely to constitute footage, a violation of N-Corp's taboo. Footage! Oh my goodness. I need it. Okay. You can do this. You got this.
판 돌아갑니다.
Oh crap! As soon as I registered Mersault's words, my hand reflexively threw the film to the ground. Are we gonna be okay? We might have just broken a taboo. My mind began to race, rapidly traveling back through our journey, specifically to the time when Don Quixote had smashed that window at K-Corp and caused the wing to wipe out our team multiple times over. I felt faint. At least we had Virgilius with us then, and it ended up being not that big of a deal at the end of the day since I could revive the sinners, but some nest taboos can get us in serious trouble just for carrying anything that has to do with that, can't they? I hurriedly turned toward the sinners, many of whom looked every bit as troubled as I felt. Still, a few of them expressed a casual lack of concern, citing all the crazy things we've gone through so far. Miss Faust, what'll happen to us if this gets the manager killed? Okay, so this is it, huh? Stop freaking out, guys. They're not dying, and we'll be fine. N-Corp's not gonna kill you on the spot just for possessing a film roll. Really? Well, it might be a problem if the film roll does contain genuine recorded footage, but it's not like you guys had a hand in filming it, right? When N-Corp dudes get here to pick it up, just comply with their commands, thank them for their service, and nicely hand it over to the authorities. And everything should be A-okay. There is possibility that everything will not be okay. Eh? Because I have developed the contents of that film roll in that dark room. Oh. The court will take the lack of intentionality into consideration. However, it is very likely that my actions will be deemed as aiding the primary violator of the taboo. Really? But... Team leader said that N-Corp has their own regulatory standards regarding image quality, which they use to determine the severity of taboo violation. If the footage's image quality or frame rate is within regulations, N-Corp won't be sicking their fixers on our butts right away. And that could buy us some time or give our company some leverage to make a deal, however small it might be. Because what they're really sniffing around for is how close to reality the video is, or how close of an experience it provides to real life. So even if we're really, really unlucky and they actually come after us, it's going to be fine as long as the footage is low fidelity, probably. So what exactly does frame rate with regulations entail? It means that the interval between each frame shouldn't be like super brief. Think about photo slideshows. They only show you one image every few seconds, so it doesn't feel real or vivid, right? You could technically call them motion pictures, but there's no vividness required to violate their taboo. Then, let us analyze this film roll and see how vivid it really is. Result. I trust that you are knowledgeable on subjects concerning N-Corp, yes? Cooperate. Could this film roll be considered a violation of the taboo? Otis picked up the film from the ground and showed it to Mersault. That cannot be determined unless each frame is thoroughly analyzed and compared with the adjacent. Without waiting for Mersault to finish, Otis unrolled the film roll and raised it against the sky. The rest of you, get over here. We must analyze these frames. The film canister was labeled experiment, so I assumed the culprit had created this as a test result for shorts. An experiment to see how close they could get to violating a taboo, and testing the limits of the law. It may even be a mere collection of similar photographs that are pretending to be recorded footage. The sinners all gather around Otis and look up toward the unrolled film in unison. Here, the flower pot moves between frames, doesn't it? The docugrapher couldn't possibly have moved the pot while also holding down the shutter button. I don't see any difference. See here. The expression risen on the subject's visage appears rather stiff. Maybe they're just a gloomy sort. Perhaps, yet observed closer, the stiffness arises not from gloom, but from strain to maintain it. Ooh, if that's the case, maybe the subject really is trying to fake an actual footage by moving very, very slowly. That's a pretty convincing theory, but I'm not sure if that's enough to conclude that we're in the clear just yet. That's when bamboo-hatted Kim, who had been sprawled on the ground ever since Ezra punched him, stepped into the conversation. Let's see. Look at the shadow cast on the windowsill. See how it noticeably shifts between each frame? Whoever made this knows their craft for sure, but I can't imagine a backstreet dweller would have any way to mess with the sun's trajectory. Then the likely scenario must be that the creator of this film roll deliberately made its subject move very, very slowly from frame to frame, creating a series of disconnected photos that, when played sequentially, would look like footage that violates the taboo. In which case, this film roll does not violate the Nest taboo, correct? That is highly probable. So he says, Executive Manager, we should be in the clear for now, at least in regards to aiding the violation of a wings taboo. Phew. But if you were willing to go through this much trouble just to test N-Corp's patience, it's hard to believe that he'd have stopped here. Based on all available evidence, Executive Manager, it seems reasonable to conclude that the inflection point of this case is a taboo violator on the run. Huh, but what motive would they have to do that? Sure, working on a Wing subsidiary has nothing to do with being an actual Wing employee, but still pretty up there when it comes to careers available in the backstreets. Work for a subsidiary long enough and you might even get transferred to a factory job in a nest. That gives you a pretty okay chance at a better life, so... maybe he was just tired of living that kind of life. Everyone has one of those days, don't they? The sudden feeling that you could be doing more than live the rest of your life in 9-to-5 hell. The drive to do something that takes you away from the pressure of trying to make a life. Something about what Ishmael said must have tickled bamboo-hatted Kim, because he suddenly whipped around toward her and shook his head. Maybe. But how many of those people do you think are capable of throwing away everything they've built on a whim? From what I've seen, many are a culprit. Maybe our culprit just likes to play with fire. Play with fire? Yeah, must have started by doing something that technically doesn't count as taboo, and inched on and on until he brushed thrillingly close to one. One thrilling shot through this camera and another with the next, until eventually he ended up recording actual footage. Cool, then that leaves the question of what the heck was he trying to do with it? Might have been trying to screen it using projector for all of this part of the backstreets to see. What? But wouldn't that make everyone here, even those who unwittingly came across the projection? Right on. I'd have made those folks violators of the taboo. But why would anyone? So, would you care to explain how you know that, Mr. Breadbrain? I asked around on the opposite street, and apparently some guy's been going around asking the workshops if they could make him a projector. Seemed like most of them turned him down, but they also said that he stopped showing up after a certain point. Fair to guess that he got his hands on the projector somehow. Alas, is it not a taboo of N-Corp to view recorded files? Pray tell, why would any insane mind? Well, it ain't taboo if you only made a projector in it. Backstreet's blokes are down for anything as long as they're coin. Huh, so how do we track this guy down? Multiple individuals in the same garb as Pinterest pinframe team have just been identified in the vicinity. 0 carrying the same briefcase. Oh, well, isn't that convenient? Maybe we can play this like a festival or a convention and just steal people who look like they're involved with what they're looking for, so they'll lead us to wherever we need to go. Indeed, at architecture conventions, there would be those in formal plaid shirts and suspenders milling about, and I could always trust them to lead me to the convention venue. And was it common for those plaid shirt fellas to look around like they're scanning the area? Do they also go around checking people against photographs? Collect evidence. Please advise for. They also radioed each other, glaring at people like they're glaring at home? Perhaps you could answer that series of queries yourself. Nope, this crowd sure don't look like they're gonna let us follow them. Alright, this is definitely gonna have to be the last one for today, because I am falling asleep. 도려내라. Get them hatted, them fedora wearing Germans. All them fedoras. 정신 차려.
시비수에게 명한다. 이 앞에 숨쉬는 자 목을 떨궈주마. 다음은 어디로? 날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어. 발톱을 걸어.
Yay.
또 한 줄.
Alright.
핏물진 길일 뿐이지만
We're at 760. We're doing so good. But yeah, that'll be the end of today's stream. We got 9 days, so we can finish this next week. And I'll see you guys next week when we get Honglu. Thank you.